Hi everybody, my name is Des. If you're new to my channel, this is where I share my art, tips and tutorials that help me get better as a beginner artist. So if you want to get better every single day, just hit that subscribe button and stick around. Alright everybody, before we start, I'm going to show you the canvas that we are going to use. Just to let you know, I am now using the iPad Air 11 and I am using the Apple Pencil. And the app that we are going to use to draw is called Procreate. But if you don't have any of these, that's totally okay. Grab a pen and a paper and any color pens that you have and feel free to follow along. This is a tutorial for you to learn and not to be perfect. So whatever you have right now, go ahead and grab it and follow along. So for the screen size, if you're just learning to draw, if you're using Procreate, just tap this icon and select the screen size P3 to 360 by 1640 is totally okay. But if you want this later to be printed, we definitely need to use a different one. So again, tap the plus icon and tap this one to create a new canvas. And the dimension should be on pixels. We can use 3000 by 3000, which is already here. Make sure again it's on pixels, and the DPI or dots per inch should be 300. And now the color profile should be CMYK. Now we can rename it to anything you want, square canvas. That should be good. And then tap create. Now we have our canvas. I'm going to use a dry ink and the script. I already modified these brushes and they're already in my favorite. The script, you can find it on calligraphy. For the dry ink, you can scroll down and find it under inking. And when you scroll down, that's where you can see dry ink here. This is here. But what you can do is to duplicate this one by just swiping to the left, select duplicate, and the one that you duplicated, tap it so we can modify it. Go to stabilization, and then the amount of streamline, we should be on streamline. The amount, you can set it to probably 50. It depends on your preference. Later you can test it out. And the amount of stabilization, you can set it to 50 as well. So anyway, so let's see what happens if you don't do that. So put it back to 0. Try to create the circle. Do you see the difference? That's how it looks like. It's a bit shaky and jittery, whatever you call it. So let's erase. Let's put it back again to 50, 45, 50, whatever. And let's see. It looks better. It's not shaky. No shaky lines, hey? So anyway, if you're satisfied with how it looks like, you can just select done. Now we are going to our next brush, which is in calligraphy. Go to script. So again, duplicate this one and select. And for the script, since we are going to use this to color, okay, so just put it to 0 and the amount, put it less. Yeah, this should be good for me. So again, I just put it to 7, 9, depends on your preference, and select done. If you don't have your favorites yet, you can tap the plus button here and then favorites. I already have mine, but I'm just showing you how to do it. Fave brushes. Okay, fave brushes. And then let's go back to the duplicates. Tap and hold. Put it there. Put it on your fave brushes. So yeah, go back to, where's the other one? Inking for the dry ink, yeah. Inking for the dry ink. Tap and hold. And find your favorite brush. There you go. For the sketching, actually, yeah, let's go to sketching. Under sketching, I usually use 6B pencil. It doesn't matter. You can just duplicate it and add it to your favorite brushes. Yeah, I didn't modify this or anything. So those are the 3 brushes that we are going to use the entire duration of this tutorial. And the next thing is deciding on what color palette we are going to use. So I don't have any idea on what color palette to use. So for me, I'm just gonna go to Pinterest and search for purple. I love purple, so we're going purple today, but it's totally up to you. So palette. Yeah, so as you can see, you have a lot of options, but again, let's not overthink this. Just select one. I'll probably go with this one. This is actually cute. So what I do is I just want to screenshot this one. I don't know if you have this option right now, but I'm just going to screenshot this one and crop and save it to my photos. I don't know if you can actually save photos directly from Pinterest, but that's how I do it. So let's go back to our Procreate. Now you have two options to add the palette to your Procreate. So the first one, which I'm not going to use, but in case that's easier for you, I'm still gonna teach you how to do it. Tap this color and then go to palettes, and then we can add from here, create new palette from photos. And you can just select and import that. So there you go. You've just imported all the colors. But the thing with this one is it's going to give you multiple variations of colors. You know, the more options that you have, the more paralyzed you are because you have a lot of options. A few options is better. So another option would be tap this wrench icon and then add and insert a photo, select the photo that we downloaded. Just let it stay on the screen like that. Make sure that we are on script because it's easier. I just love to add the color palette here on the screen because it's easier for me rather than going back and forth to my color palette here to choose the color that I want to use. Go ahead and do the same thing. Import your photo and add the colors on your canvas. Yeah, it should be good. In case you didn't know, the shortcut of grabbing a color on the screen is to just use one finger, tap and hold on that color, and it's gonna this is gonna show up. It means that you're grabbing the color, and as you can see, this color thing changes here. But anyway, what we can do right now, we can just erase this, or I just love to use the select or lasso tool and then select it like that. It's easier for me. Cut and paste and delete. You know what? For the outline of the flower, I actually want to add the black, not too black color here. A little bit black. For our line art, we should have these colors on top of your screen. And this should be on a separate layer. Since we are ready to draw, we need to add a new layer on top. We can name this layer sketch, just so you don't get confused. If you tap on that layer, this option will show up. Just select rename on the top and name it to sketch. Okay, so we are ready to sketch. Grab your 6B pencil. This tutorial is actually super easy. We're not gonna sketch or we're not gonna draw any complicated thing. Just think of it as just like how you drew flowers when you were 5 years old. Let's not complicate things. So what I wanna do, this one, just put it to 15 is fine. I'm just gonna keep drawing a circle here, just like that, and just draw how you would normally draw a flower. Again, you don't have to make it too perfect. So I'm gonna draw 5 petals, 3, there you go. As you can see, this is not perfect at all. I actually want to make it a little smaller, or if these colors are distracting you or they're in your way, you can always put them on the side like this. Make them smaller so they're not in the way. Yeah, that's better. Now this one I can put it a little bit higher because I want to add a stem as well. Okay, make it a little smaller. Now just add a stem just like how you would draw a stem before when you were 5-year-old. Now sketch a stem. Just a crooked line's fine. It doesn't have to be perfect. Crooked line. That should be good. Now I also want to add 1 leaf. Just do that. And draw a leaf. That should be good. Now we are done with our sketch. Once again, it doesn't have to be perfect because we are going to delete this later. Now let's add another layer on top and we can name it outline or the line art. Line art. Okay, so going back to the sketch layer, tap it and tap this letter N right here. If you can see letter N, it means normal. But this bar here will show up. It means that's the opacity. We can put it down to probably 30. Then you can still see the sketch, but it's not 100% opacity, so it's not distracting. Just enough for you to see and draw on top of it. 22%, 20 to 30% should be good. And before you start drawing, you need to make sure that you're always on the right layer. So go back to line art layer. Just zoom in so you can see. Now we are going to use the dry ink, and we're still using the black color. And for the dry ink, I want to set the thickness to, dry ink is really thick as you can see. So I want to set the thickness to 15% is okay. Yep, 15%. Actually, I sometimes use 10% because it's just really thick. Yeah, that should be good for me. Let's start with the circle here. And this is a tip in case you didn't know how to create a perfect circle, okay? Just draw a circle and hold it. And if you put one finger on it, on top of your screen, just like that, from ellipse, it will go to perfect circle. And if you move it, it's gonna go bigger and smaller. So here's your perfect circle. Now what you would normally do is to, let's delete this one. Again, 3 fingers to delete, just like that. What I did when I was a beginner is just to draw it like this. And do you see, like there's an uneven line here? To avoid that uneven line, what you have to do is to overlap it like that. You need to overlap. See, we don't have that uneven line anymore. So yeah, there is our perfect circle. The question is, do we really want it perfect? I don't want it to be perfect. So what I'm going to do is to go to the arrow, go to the warp tool, and just kind of push a little bit on the sides to make it imperfect. I don't like it perfect because flowers are definitely not in perfect shape. So just like that. That should be good. It's not perfect circle. That's okay. Now, you want to put it back to uniform and just make it bigger. Just like that. Okay, we are going to draw the petals in the same layer. So it doesn't have to be perfect. That's okay. Just keep drawing. And in case you didn't know, the shortcut to undo is just tap 2 fingers. Perfect. Perfectly imperfect. If you don't like it, you can undo. If you think it's too big, make it smaller. That should be good. That should be perfect for me. Delete the overlapping lines. Go to the eraser tool right here and make sure that you're actually using the same brush that you are using to draw for the eraser. Now we are going to sketch the stem. Just draw a double line here. Don't overthink. Now let's draw the leaf. Just follow whatever is in your sketch. It's so simple. We did not overthink. We just went and draw it. We have our sketch, we have our line art. Now we are going to add the flat color. I want to add the color under my line art layer. So tap the sketch, add, and it will add layer in between these two. So yeah, so we can name this flat. Flat or flat color. Okay, now we are going to use the script brush, and I want to color it with this purple. We have 2 options in coloring. One option is that I use this sometimes, the select tool, and I just kind of want to go over the lines like this. Just like that. Whoops, you can always undo. That's the thing about, that's what I like about that. You can always undo, just go over the lines. If you missed something, that's fine. You don't have to go back. We can always fix that later. Okay, so after doing that, just drag your color. That's one way. Another way is And actually, I can't tell you when to and when not to use this one, but sometimes I just kind of want to color outline this one. You just want to make sure that all the ends of your color meet, because if not, it will fill out your entire screen. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. So if you do that and you have a gap there, it will color the entire screen. So if that happens, you just want to make sure that the ends meet. And then you can fill out anything that you missed. So for me, it's easier to just do the first one sometimes. There you go. Perfect. Now you want to go use your eraser brush to just kind of remove or erase all the overlaps. And you want to use your brush tool to fill out all the missing parts. All right, now let's go to your pink color and draw the pink center, whatever you call it. I forgot what it's called, like the center of the flower. I've learned about it when I was in grade school, but I don't know what it's called. But if you know, comment down below. I'm always open to learning. So for the stem, I want to use this. Yeah, for this part, I can just use the brush. I don't have to use the lasso tool because the space is like really tiny. So it's easier for me to just use the brush directly. There you go. And I'm going to use the same color for the leaf. Don't worry, we are going to add some shade later, so the color will definitely change. It's looking pretty, but this is not the end of it, okay? So what we are going to do next, we already have the flat color here. What I want to do is add another color on top of the flat color layer and add this. Rename it to shade or shadow. Okay, this is where we are going to shade, or shadow is fine. So for the shadow, let's just imagine that the source of light is on here. So the lighter color should be here and the shadow should be under. Okay, so on your shadow layer, I wanna tap the N letter here and then go to multiply because I want the color to be multiplied. So when I select this one, it will multiply this color, and I'm gonna show you how it looks like. There you go. The color is multiplied to make it darker. That's gonna be the color of my shade. And don't forget to use the clipping mask for this one. And I wanna show you the difference of just the clipping mask and unclip layer, okay? So if we do the clipping mask, even if you draw beyond this layer, it's just gonna draw on top of whatever drawing you have or the layer that you have. Now, if we unclip this one, that's when it shows up. And we don't want that to happen. We don't want any excess colors here. So that's why we need to do the clipping mask. But again, let's delete this one for now. Duplicate the script because this is where I want my lines not to be shaky. So select this one and let's go back to stabilization and the amount to 50%. Stabilization 30. Actually, let's go to 30 for now and let's see. Don't forget to hit done and let's see. I don't want it to be shaky. Yeah, that's perfect. So let's start adding the shadow. I just want to add it here. Just like that. Okay. Now maybe here. You can play around to see where the shadow should go. It doesn't have to be perfect, you know. Just like that. And some over here. And if you actually went beyond the line, that's fine. You can just erase it later. There you go. Yeah, I think this is perfect. Okay, now let's add the shadow on the stem. Let's not forget to change the color. We're still on the same. Just select this color. And I just kind of want to crooked lines here. It doesn't have to be perfect. I just want to add some shading here. And for the leaf, I want the shadow to be here under. And I just kind of want to add a little bit of shade here too. Now we have our shadow. What we are going to do next is to add highlight to it. We are going to add another layer on top, and I'm going to name this highlight. Okay, all right, so what we want to do is to choose the color green. We are on the color, whatever color green that we have right now, and we just kind of want to go on top a little bit like super light color, and we're going to play around it. And we want to add the highlight where the shadows are. This is not like the lighting or whatever, but we just want to add something on here. Yeah, that should be perfect for me. That's so nice. Okay. And if you notice how I am actually holding the pen, I'm not moving my fingers like that. Maybe I sometimes do it if you notice, but most of the time I kind of just want to like move everything, move my whole hand. And I just want to put it under. I don't have to put it here. I just want to put it under. There you go. Now we also want to do it on our stem. Actually, we need to make sure, I forgot about that. We need to make sure that it's on clipping mask. Okay. If you also want to lessen the shadow color, depends on my mood. Sometimes I leave it at 100%, but sometimes I want to go to 50 or 60%. For me, 50% should be good. And now for my highlight, I want to set it to try 50%. 50% is good as well. Now I want to add the actual lighting, but this time I'm going to use the white color. Let's go back, rename this layer 7 to lighting. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that's better. There you go. Probably here. That's perfect. Now, if you notice that the highlight that we made is almost the same color as your flat color, you can always put the color back higher so they're not the same color so it won't mess it up. Now, let's not forget about the center. So go back to your shadow layer here and then grab the pink layer, pink color, and just add a circle here. Add a shadow or shade. That should be good. And now we want to go to where the lighting is and then add the white color. There you go. And let's not forget about the highlight. There you go. Perfect. And kind of just want to add a little detail, add a layer here on top of your lighting and just rename it to line or details, whatever. I actually don't have a name for it. Make it smaller. Let's actually use a dry ink for this. Add random lines to it. But if you think it's already perfect, you don't need to add this. That's totally okay. And you can choose where you want to put this. Just to add more life to it. I want to put it where the shade is. let's not forget this part. I can probably add it here. There you go. Just add more shadow here, because you know it should be darker on this part. Yep. If you think it's already perfect, you can merge them all together like that. Just pinch it and you already have one beautiful flower. Now if you want to add a shadow to it, just duplicate that one, go to the lower layer and then add a new layer on top, and then make sure that you're using a black color. Okay, and tap the layer again, fill layer, and then don't forget clipping mask. Okay, and pinch it out just like that. So this is gonna be our shadow color. So what we want to do now with this one is to go to Gaussian blur. My Gaussian blur is on my quick menu, just like that. If I tap it, if you don't have it, I'll show you where you can find it. I can also find the quick menu when I pinch the tip of my pen, just like this. Gaussian blur is already here, but on a separate video I can show you how to do that. But for now, let's go to the wand tool, just like that, and here you can find Gaussian blur here. Yep, and set the Gaussian blur to 10% is good. And now after that, go to the arrow tool, and I just want to go to distort and pull it down just like that. So let's just assume that the shadow should be there, but we don't want it to be super dark like that. So I want to go here and then lower the opacity to probably 20, 17, 15% is okay. We're not done yet. What we are going to do now is to add the final touch that will really make this flower look so cute and real. So, okay, what you need to do first is to duplicate, just duplicate so we can compare it later, okay? And then turn this off. What you want to do is go to your lasso tool, make sure that you're on freehand, and make sure that your color fill right here is turned off. And then just select random parts on top of your flower, feather, set the amount to 30%. Go to your wand tool and select the first one. And we're gonna play around with the hue, saturation, and brightness. So since this is where the light is hitting right now, I want it to kind of look like lighter. So move around. 67% for me should be okay. And though I want it more saturated, yeah, probably 65%. And the brightness, I want it to be brighter than the rest of the petals, just like that. And let's see the difference. Then next step would be, let's do the same thing, but this time let's do it at the center of the flower. Just select random spots right here, just like that. And then feather to 30% is okay. And let's go to your wand tool again, select this one, and this time I want it to be a little darker color. So probably go to 30%, kind of bluish, and saturation still higher. Yep. And since I want it to be a little bit darker, I want to go, the brightness should go lower. Just like that. That's the difference. Do you see the difference? You probably won't see the difference until you turn this on. Let's put the other one on top of it so you can see the difference. It actually looks better. This one definitely looks better, the one that we modified, but that's not the end of it. So let's go again and do it one more time for your leaf and your stem. So make sure that we still have the original one. We're still on the original layer, and do the same thing. with your leaf. Just like that. Feather. 26 or yeah, it's up to you. And again, lighter, just like that. Saturation level 65%. It should be brighter. Perfect. This one for the leaf, I kind of want to go to just the center of it, like that. And 16% is okay. You can play around. I want it to be a little darker, you know, and the brightness level should be lower. There you go. It actually looks really nice. Now I want to do one more thing with the shadow on our petals. So select again, just a little bit here, just like that. And yeah, I want to make it darker, bluish color, just like that. Okay, and there you go. There you go. Perfect. So if we are going to compare, this is the original one and this is what we modified. Which one do you think is better? For me, this one is better because it kind of gives that more realistic look to it. So yeah, that's the end of our tutorial. I hope you all like your flowers, and if you do have any social media like Instagram, Facebook, I would love if you can tag me on my social media account as well, because I'm very much excited to see how your flowers look like. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comment section. I'd love to go over the comment section to help you out. So yeah, try to do it every day. Draw any random stuff, a bear, a pencil, mug, whatever you have inside your house. Try to draw it in a very simple sketch and try to apply the things that I taught you, like the shading, the highlight. Just apply everything and see how it goes. And I'll see you in the next tutorial.